everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk World. Hello, guys. Welcome to Let's Talk World, and I hope you love my intro, my trailer. Actually, that's my trailer, and I would like to thank you guys all for tuning in today, and I hope you guys had some inspirational word, or you got from those inspiring word that the Gregarious show did this morning. It's actually a very empowering show every Monday morning from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. They talk a lot about social issues, politics issues, uh, racism, and everything that matters under the sun. So anyways, today I was gonna have this young man last week, but for so much reason he is very busy. But before that, I would like to welcome him to my show. Let's talk with Mr. Michael Way.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for gracing my show. I'm so glad you made it. I know you're a busy man and you run around town all the time. He is a jack of all trade, guys. He does a lot of things, digital marketing. He's a young man, 20-year-old, right?
20.
20-year-old who's doing so much things to actually empower a lot of people and to take over the world. I think that's what I would describe it.
Hmm.
I would describe it that you are trying to take the world like I am doing in social media shows.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, guys, we are in social media, and I normally goes on my phone just to make sure everything is going all right, and to make sure that you guys are watching us still, right? But anyways, welcome.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for that introduction. I actually met Maria maybe about a month or two ago,
Yeah.
and she told me about the social media shows thing that she have, and I was like, dang, that's pretty cool. Like, that's something new. It's innovative. I think it's something that has a lot of potential, and I see this really blowing up. Just as long as you're keeping up this consistency, like I know you have been. I know you had me like a week or two ago, and just the quality, and you're always just trying to raise the bar. So I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, I
And
appreciate
yeah,
that.
and just keep it up.
I'm
'Cause
trying.
This is awesome.
Thank you. Well, you know what? When I met this young man right here, I just connected really fast because of what he does. Uh, if you believe that people or God only send your way the people that you have a mind,
Hmm.
or not business, but like-minded people,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I think that's the reason one. And also, I would like to thank our fabulous and beautiful Latoria, the
Hmm.
Wellers Creation founder.
Yeah.
Yes, and she's gonna be back here in town pretty soon, and he's gonna be on our honeybees. She is one of, I keep on saying he. She is one of our hosts at honeybees actually.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
love Tori.
Yeah, I love her to death. But anyway, so how's your day going so far,
It's
Michael?
it's good. It's good. I had a pretty good morning. Got a little bit done with my legal shield business. Changed my oil or whatever. But
Change
yeah,
change your
yeah,
oil.
been a pretty good morning
It's
so
not the
far.
bad way, right? No,
No.
just kidding. Yeah. But anyways, guys. Anyways, I would like to actually give the stage to Michael. So I would like to ask, or let us tell more about yourself.
Yeah. So my name is Michael still, and
Never
I've
changed.
yeah, it hasn't changed yet, not since the beginning of this interview. But yeah, so I was actually born in Acapulco, Mexico.
Oh.
I lived there for 3 years as a kid. Moved to Fresno, California. I lived there for about 6, 7 years. No, I'm sorry, I only lived there for 3 years. Then moved here to Las Vegas and been here ever since. I'm 20 years old and graduated high school almost 3 years ago now. No,
Wow.
over 3 years now. 3 years ago now. And ever since, I've just been always just focused on what can I do to make some money? What can I do to be my own boss? Because I've always had that entrepreneur spirit. Ever since I was a kid, selling candy at school, trying to go to the 99-cent store, buying chocolate bars for 50 cents, selling them at school for $1. Ever since I was a kid, that's something I've always done. And that's always the mindset that I've had. So it was very natural for me to graduate high school and immediately start looking for what I can do to start a business. What are my passions? What do I enjoy doing? Like experimenting, and I like mastering what it is that I do. So at one point, I was an auto detailer, right? I was like going around the city, washing cars for people, going into businesses, asking business owners, hey, I know you have your car parked outside, can I wash it for you for 25, $30, depending on what car it was. And they'd be like, yeah, sure. And I'd go outside and I'd wash their car. And I was doing that for a few months, and that's just an example. Like, and then, but when I do that, I study like, oh, what kind of chemical should I be using? Like, what should I, what kind of rags are the best? Each car is a little different, so you got to wash them a little different, and that's just how it kind of starts. And it's really just about finding different skill sets, because I think skill sets are what pays you at the end of the day, right? And so I've tried a bunch of different businesses and different activities to see, what I enjoy. I found out pretty quickly I don't enjoy washing cars. So tried that for
With
a bit.
respect to those people who wash cars,
Yeah,
because you know what,
so
I
much
love.
respect.
I need somebody who's washing my
No,
cars. You know
so
what I
much
mean?
respect, because I know what it's like, being out there in the sun, it's
Mm-hmm.
hot, being
Mm-hmm.
inside the car when it's, with the car off, like
Mm-hmm.
it's really, it's a tough thing. So,
Yeah, you know what is really good about what you're saying is, it's not about the job that you do, it's about the time that you put into the job and learn from it.
mhm,
You
yeah,
know, I'm saying,
absolutely.
it's the determination to succeed.
Exactly,
You
yeah.
have to have that drive in you, and that's
But
what I see from
I
you.
think what's most important is having the passion for it. If you don't have the passion for it, it's so easy to give up. It's so easy to let the tough times take control of you, because they're tough times and you don't want to deal with it. And if you don't have that passion that's driving you, that's firing you up from the back end, then you're not going to make it very long. If you're just doing it for the money, if you're just doing it for how you look doing that, I just think it's one of those things that you have to find something that feels good, because that's the feeling that's going to get you through the hard times. So I was doing that for a while. I found a passion for fitness since I was, maybe a junior or senior in high school. I used to be very, very underweight. I was very, very skinny when I was in high school. I used to skate every
You're
day.
still
So
skinny and you look good.
yeah, well, thank you. But I was extremely underweight. I was 6'1", weighing 135 pounds.
Are you six
Uh,
foot one?
right now
Oh
I'm
my
6'4",
god.
but at the time I was 6'1", and I
Oh
was
my
weighing
god.
135 pounds. So I was very skinny, and then I found a passion for fitness. So I learned how I can make that into not just a hobby, but something that's paying me as well. Because I enjoy it, I might as well make some money off of it.
Exactly, yes.
So I started a personal training business. I started an online coaching business, and so that's really
Digital
what.
marketing too, right?
Yeah, so then I found digital marketing, which I was like, wow, I can work from my computer. I can set up meetings, and I love talking with business owners. I love connecting with business owners such as you. I just feel like it's a whole different conversation. So it was just a great opportunity for me to connect with these people that are higher level, that they're like-minded. They understand the entrepreneur spirit, right? And I can see that. And so that's why I love digital marketing as well, because of the connections I'm building. Because I instead of going to college, which I was actually planning on going to college, I actually ended up spending all that money I had saved up into buying courses for digital marketing. And I didn't tell my parents. I was still living with my parents at the time. They were like, my son's going to college. They were excited about it. And then one day, I just went to my mom. I was like, hey, I just spent all my money, my college tuition, on digital marketing
Did they get
courses.
mad?
Oh yeah, they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, sorry." But you know, it was something that sometimes you got to do things even if the people around you don't approve. If you feel like it's right and you think, "Hey, you know, I'm gonna take this risk," then do it. I mean, if you fail, you fail, but you learn every single time. Um,
So
so
what do you sorry what do you think what drives you to do all these things? Yeah, you know what, you grew up in Mexico, I grew up in the Philippines, and literally our culture, we have almost the same kind of
mhm.
mindset.
Mindset, yeah.
Yes, and is to be determined, be driven to do such things
Mhm.
with your passion. That's
Hardworking.
hardworking. Yes, that's the right word. And what drives you to be successful?
Uh, I would say my drive comes from understanding that there's more to life,
Mm-hmm.
understanding that you are capable, that I am capable of getting whatever I want out of life, and we only get to live once, so I need to make sure I get what I deserve. And not just that, but also understanding that there's a lot of people in this world who live a life that they're not happy with. There's a lot of people in this world who get complacent and they have difficult lives, but those same people can have the life that they dream of if they just understood and they were able to unlock themselves. So that drives me because I look at my mother, for example, who's worked her, you know, she's worked so hard her entire life. To this day she works so hard, and I just, you know, I just feel like she deserves so much more than she has. And so, you know, that's a huge driving force for me, my family, because I want to be able to take care of them, tell them, hey, thank you for, you know, raising me. Thank you for all the sacrifices you made for me for my entire life. Even though we didn't have much growing up, I know my parents were hardworking, and just being able to give back to them, that's a huge driving force for me. And lastly, just passion. Just if you, like I said, if you find something you love, it doesn't feel like hard work. It doesn't feel like I have to drive. You know, it just feels like, hey, I'm having fun. I'm doing what I like to do, and I just want to keep doing more of it. And so those are really like my main three driving forces.
You're gonna go a long, long way with the. I Can you imagine, guys, that this 20-year-old is very much appreciative of what the parents had done for him, and he's just 20-year-old. I've seen a lot of kids out there, teenagers or just past their 20-year-old, and till then they still blaming what they become to their parents. And
Mm-hmm.
this young man right here is actually a very good example to all. He is a very good role model to all youngsters out there.
Thank
I'm
you.
saying youngsters because I think I'm already old enough. But anyways, you are talking about this. There are a lot of issues. We are minorities in the United
Yeah, yeah,
States. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
And with all these different laws in the United States, with all the things that they are, building, all this majority, which is I don't believe, I don't care what they said, I still gonna do what I am trying to do. But anyways, going back to that, what do you think? What is your advantage? What do you think your advantage to move forward in this in this nation
Mm-hmm.
that has so much divided racism? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you mean my advantage?
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think we can be successful? That's what I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I think I think we come from a culture where we have to work hard. You know, we have to earn everything we have. One thing that I've reflected a lot on is my own family. Like my family, we came from nothing. You know, back in Mexico, we had things in Mexico, but when we came here to the United States, we didn't come with anything. You know, we just came with what we had, and so we built something here. And when I say we, I mostly mean my parents, but they really built something from the ground up. You know, they have their house now, they have a nice neighborhood, they, you know, they have their cars and you know, their relationships and church and all these different connections, and the life we're living now, which is, you know, it's of course it can always be better, but compared to a lot of other people's situations, they're in a good spot. And so I just think like if as long as you have the work ethic and as long as you have something to fight for.
And then your morale, and then your,
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
values.
You'll make it. And there's a lot of people who like to make themselves a victim, and there's a lot of people who feel like, oh, I'm a minority, and there's racism and all these things. And yes, there is, and it's a real thing.
The
And
victim mode, right?
it's a big problem in this country, but there's never a reason for you to go into victim mode where you feel like where you're acting like the victim and you expect to be given things or handed things, because nobody owes you anything in this world, and that's real. Like, nobody owes you anything. Everything is, it's up to you to make things happen. So you can either play the victim, or you can step up, put in extra work, extra hustle, extra grind, extra whatever, to make sure you break whatever barriers are put in front of you.
It inspires me. You don't you think Michael Way is inspiring you right now? It's really, it's really nice to hear such a. Thank you, Jim Smith, and thank you, Theodore Maupin. They just actually, do you know them? But they just actually said, wow, yes, yes, there are still young people like Michael Way that say these things. I don't know how, I don't know, I can tell actually by how you speak that you were brought up well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because not to put my business out there, but I have kids too, so I can actually compare. Well,
Oh, sorry. One thing I'll say about on that is, so yeah, I did have a great upbringing. My parents were pretty strict on me, like, oh, school, I, they weren't so happy about the route I chose to go, which was the entrepreneurship route, because of course my parents wanted me to go to college,
yes.
get a good job, just like every parent does.
Yes.
And but I realized real soon that wasn't for me, and even if it meant going against my parents, I did what I felt was right for me. Now, when it comes to how I carry myself and all that, I think that came from personal development. And that's one of the things when coming here, I was like, oh, I need to talk about this, because one of the biggest things in my life that changed everything for me, that changed how I carry myself, who I am, like the people I hang out around, was personal development. Was reading books that that were based on personal development. Was going to events. I went to this event this weekend, this 3-day event. It's a Team New Vision event, so it was a Legal Shield event, and man, it opened my mind. I came out of there feeling like a whole different person. And those are experiences that a lot of people never go through because they don't put themselves in those experiences. You have to go out of your way. You have to invest, spend your money, get into these events, and just soak in and just learn, and it'll change everything about you. It'll change the way you carry yourself. It'll change the way you see yourself. It changes everything. So personal development is
a big thing.
Is what I owe everything to.
Yes,
yeah.
it's really a big thing. Go and find you guys conventions in your area and anything that actually you can relate to improve yourself, because self development has a lot of things to do with your gesture, your how you react to every single thing. I've been to different classes back in college, back in the Philippines and back here in the United States, with self-development, and it helps me a lot how I make my decision making and everything. It's really a good thing. But anyways, guys, we're gonna have more with Michael Way, and please stay tuned because you guys gonna learn a lot with this young man. Young man, 20-year-old young man doing so much more things than I have done in my life. Can you imagine that? So please stay tuned. We will be right back. Let's pay some bills first.
Listen, check it. Try to feel a bridge, instead I burned it down. Oh, I tried to lift him up, but found me beaten down to the ground.
social media shows
is about
branding opportunity.
and outreach
We are an entertainment company that empowers others.
by promoting and supporting our community.
And everyone who reaches our content.
here on social media shows.
Here we're a family.
We are family. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, sing. We are family.
We are family.
We are family. We are family.
We are family.
We are family, and we want you to be part of our social media shows family.
Hey guys, so we are live right now. Well, actually, we're taking a commercial break real quick for the social media show. I'm going to go live on Facebook here as well, so that if you guys have people who know me,
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well,
that's the camera, right?
your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe
Oh yeah, that'd be bad.
with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk World with Michael Way, Jack of all trades. I'm gonna go with that. Well, thank you so much for those who tuned in and say something. Please don't forget actually to hit that stars at the bottom of your comment box. And also to those viewers of Michael Way's page, we are here at Let's Talk World social media shows. You can go on our page on Facebook, social media shows. After this show, it's gonna be on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Periscope, Tweets, Twitter, Snapchat, and on socialmediashows.com. So
Everywhere.
please, yeah, everywhere. We are all over the internet, guys. And if you have something to say, we are in the internet. Why don't say something? It doesn't really matter what you're gonna say. We'll still accept it. Constructive criticism make us a better person. Yes. But anyways, guys, we were talking with Michael Way about. He mentioned a lot about when he graduated from high school. His parents actually wanted him to go to college like every other parents wanted to their child. And let me ask you this: if ever you didn't spend your money to those books or audio books that you
Courses,
spend,
yeah, they were
courses,
courses.
what would be your major?
In high school? Oh, in college, I was
yeah.
gonna study business administration. So I had originally my plan was to go to San Diego State University to study business. Realized, wow, that's expensive. I can't afford that, and I don't have the scholarships for that either. So I was like, all right, I'll just go to my local community college, and I'll just study my main courses there. And I wanted to major in business. That was originally the plan.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that is really cool. You know what? I think the business will start you to be a better person and have a grasp of what's going on around you, because everything is about sales.
Yeah,
If you see,
absolutely.
everything that you guys do is sales. When you actually courting somebody, when you are buying something, every single
Everything
thing.
is in sales, even conversations, even this interview, it's sales. I'm selling myself right now. I'm selling myself to everybody with my mindset, with what I'm saying, with my ideas. It's all sales.
Yes, it is.
There's
It
this
is.
I don't know if you know who Jordan Belfort is. He's actually. Have you seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street?
Yes. Oh
So
God,
Jordan
I
Belfort,
love that.
Jordan Belfort is the
One of
guy
the best.
that what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio was playing like in real life.
Uh-huh.
So that was Jordan Belfort, and that was his idea, his philosophy that sales is in everything of life, right? So if you can master sales and master persuasion, you can master anything in your life. You can make business sales. You can also sell your ideas. You can sell conversations. And so he was just talking about how persuasion is everything. That book is amazing. So if you want to read a good book on sales, go read The Way of the Wolf by Jordan Belfort. That was a good book. And if you have the audio, if you buy the audiobook, even better, because you can
Really?
hear
Oh
him.
my God, I'm
He
gonna
talks
buy
a lot
that.
about tonality, like
Mhm.
how to say things.
Mhm.
And while he's reading the book, he uses the right tonality, so you can hear it and you just master it just by listening to it a couple
That's
times.
one of my favorite movies so far. The
Wolf of Wall
yes,
Street. That is
yeah.
a good movie.
And also I love Leonardo DiCaprio.
DiCaprio, of
Yes,
course, he's
he's
awesome.
my favorite.
Yeah, he's actually coming out with a new movie.
Oh.
I don't remember which one it was, but I
Yeah.
remember seeing a trailer. So
Yeah,
that's
Leonardo DiCaprio, come and sit here. We would like to interview you. But anyways, well, we were talking about entrepreneurship earlier. You're 20-year-old.
cool. Yeah,
And you're in Las Vegas. I know there's a lot of opportunity here in Las Vegas.
absolutely.
But imagine that you are 20-year-old. There's a lot of the same mindset as yours who are already experienced,
Mhm.
well experienced. They know how the cookie crumble. They know how the ins and outs of business.
Mhm.
In life, it's always competition.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I just want to ask you, how would you be different from all these, these people who already been in there?
I'll tell you what I get a lot from other people, what other people tell me, and that's really because I have a genuine passion for this. I speak from my heart. Like every time I'm talking to a client, every time whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm always talking from the heart. I have this passion and this fire every time I have those conversations. So and people see that they like to see that. So that would be one big tip I'd give to anybody out there who wants to get into entrepreneurship, business, or whatever, sales. If instead of being the sales guy who comes in and look at my portfolio and I have done this and this, sometimes people just want to see you speak from the heart. And even if I don't have the credibility as much, I don't have all these testimonials and all this work that and experience for years or a degree even. Going in there, showing them, look, this is what I'm capable of doing. This is what I want to do for you, and this is what I love to do. So I would love to help you, and just person to person, it's what makes the difference.
Humanity, genuinity, right?
Yes,
That's, I
exactly.
think that's what you call
Yeah,
it. Yes.
exactly. So it's just about speaking from the heart and just having passion behind what you do. And if you don't have passion, people probably don't gravitate towards you.
Do you think?
That's what I would say.
I've seen a lot. Okay, I'm way older than you. Okay, you can be my son. And I seen a lot how business run here, especially here in Vegas. Yes.
Yeah.
And I seen a lot that what we think that is right, normally it doesn't go the right way.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
especially here in Vegas, a lot of like under the table.
Mhm.
A lot of like, oh, I'm gonna do this to step on somebody else's
Yeah,
back.
sometimes doing the right thing
Yeah.
has its consequences because
Exactly.
people who sometimes do the wrong things will take advantage of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how would
it
you,
happens.
how would you overcome all these things? Do you
Um,
think, in your own
yeah,
opinion?
you know what? I just have this mindset that it's like everything's gonna work out in the end, and it's just a matter of staying true to what I believe and what I think is right. Because the last thing I want is to be successful and have a dirty conscience, because then I'm not gonna enjoy that success. Now instead, if maybe I don't get as successful, but I know I was a good man and I know I did everything the way I should have, and my conscience is clean, I know I'm gonna be a lot happier. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. It's not about how much money's in your bank account. It's about how many times you smile a day, how happy you actually are inside. And I genuinely, truly believe that. And so I'm not worried about other people and them stepping on what I'm doing, or because at the end of the day, I know I'm doing what's right, and I know that I'm always going to have people who support me, and I know I'm always going to have people who are against me for whatever reason. And so it's just a matter of sticking in there, having grit, not giving up, and just
Don't
moving
never
forward.
give up, because
Yeah.
you're gonna go a long way with your heart and passion.
Thank
It's
you.
gonna be right
Thank
there.
you.
Well, it seems that you have a really nice path to go where you wanna go. Uh, a lot of people has, you know, what is the biggest reason why people fail?
Oh, that's a good one. The biggest reason why, and keep in mind, guys, I'm 20 years old. I'm out here. I'm barely learning. I'm still getting experience, and I have done a lot of personal development. But so whatever I say is just my opinion. But I think
it is an opinionated.
yeah, this is all opinionated. So biggest reason why people fail, I think, is because they don't dream big enough, right? And two, because they go a route that wasn't meant for them. So I've always talked about, and actually I want to be a speaker someday, right? So that's why I'm working on myself. I'm trying to have my story, my brand, because someday this is what I want to teach on stage to as many people as I can in the world. And I feel like this was my purpose for being on this earth, to teach this lesson. And I think it's everybody has a passion. Everybody has something that just feels right. And I think that's the reason we're alive. A lot of people ask, what's the meaning of life? And I think that's what it is. I think it's your passion. I think it's that thing that just feels right, that you just love to do. If you haven't found your passion yet, that's fine. Just keep looking. You have to try new things. But once people find their passion, it just feels right. So I think it's all about finding that passion, following that passion, and monetizing that passion, right? So if you love to read books, right? You love to read books, and then go into the book industry. Find a way to start a business, with books, either become an author or, start like Amazon. Amazon was all about books at first when it first came out, and now look at it. It's the biggest company in the world of all time. So it's all about just finding that passion, following that passion, and then being smart and monetizing it in a certain way so that you can live the rest of your life doing what it is that you love, instead of what I'd say 80% or 90% of people do, which is they have their passion, right? They make it a hobby, and then they have their work, and they hate their work. They live their entire life hating their work. They spend 40 to 80 hours a week working there, being miserable in what they do. And I say things very straight up.
I can relate to that.
I say things. I don't mean to offend anybody or anything, but it's reality. A lot of people are miserable where they work, and they spend their entire life there, when they could take a few hours of their day to focus on this thing that they love to do, and put more into that every single week, even though it may be hard, even though you don't feel like it. Just build that up so that once this is here, you could just drop this and this will take off. Your hobby, whatever it was that you love to do, it takes off. But you have to be willing to be disciplined, to put in the work that you need to do into that. And so you asked me, what's the biggest reason people fail? I think that's what it is, because they maybe they don't fail in the sense of maybe they lose their job or something like that, but they fail in the sense of they're not happy at the end of their life, and they have a lot of regret because they didn't live the life that they could have lived and that they deserved to live and they were meant to live, because they got so focused with, I got bills and I want to be flossing in my nice little car, and I want to be wearing all the nice clothes. I want to be having some Jordans on my feet. And people spend a lot of their money on materialistic things to make them feel better, like for other people, instead of feeding their mind and their soul and their passion, their heart. And I think that's the biggest reason people fail, because they're not being true to themselves. They're trying to be something for other people instead of being what they were put on this earth to be, which is their passion. It's the thing that makes them happy and brings them to success.
I think you kind of figured that all out. I think failure for you, there's no room for failure for you right now.
And there's always going to be materialistic failure. There's always going to be business failures. But I think in the grand scheme of things, I think having the right mindset you can never fail because you know. This is one thing I was talking to my sister about yesterday or 2 days ago. Um, I think we all get what we deserve. And if you become successful, it's because you deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's always going to be exceptions to that. There's a lot of people who have been treated unjustly,
Mm-hmm.
who get put in jail for something they didn't do. A lot of people who get their life taken from them.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of exceptions to that. But for the majority middle class people, you work as hard as you want to, and a lot of the times you feel like you have what you deserve, and that's why you don't go for more. So I think it's just a matter of, like I said, dreaming bigger
Mm-hmm.
and always be working towards something. And if you do that, then you're never going to fail because you're going to be happy
Mm-hmm.
with the fact that you're doing all you can. You're going to be happy with the fact that you're doing what you love. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. So even if you don't make that success in the bank account, you're going to be successful
Yes.
and
You
have
are happy.
significance
Yes.
to your life. Yeah. So
That's, yeah.
failure in that sense, I don't feel like I can fail in that sense because I know what I'm capable of and I know what I deserve. And I'll always get what I deserve, and I'm always going to take responsibility for what happens in my life. But I just think that, but of course, business and failure in business happens. Last year, all my businesses just fell and crumbled, and I was down to zero. And that's happened to me like 3 times already. And of course, I'm still learning, and I'm always failing, but it's about
You're
failing
young.
forward.
You're young and you have you have a long way to get that success.
Mhm.
And you're gonna have success and success and success after success.
And just like I'm going to have failure after
Failure,
failure after
yes.
failure. And you just have to learn from them.
Yeah,
and
well,
keep
you know
moving
what?
forward.
The most successful man, I read this book someplace, I forgot where, but the most successful man on planet Earth has the most failures.
Has the most failures, yeah,
Yes.
because they learn. And now I'll tell you a little cheat code to that. One thing that's been huge for me is don't just learn from your failures, learn from other people's failures. Watch people, like especially in your field. So I'm a digital marketer, so I watch other digital marketers. I see what they're doing, and I see if they fail, like what they do wrong, or like what backfires on them, and I'm like, all right, so that's one thing I'm not gonna do. Learn from other people's failures, and not just in business.
And do your research too.
Of course,
Yeah.
do your research, but not just in business, but in life too, in relationships. Watch your friends, how they treat their girlfriends, or watch how they treat their boyfriends, and wow, like, dang, he shouldn't have done that, or she shouldn't have done that, and learn from those mistakes because, like I said, it's you don't have to be the one to fail if you're watching and learning from other people's failures.
Oh my God. I'm learning so much things with this young man. But you know what? Since we are talking about, learning people who we look up to and everything, do you have a mentor?
Yes, I do. I have a lot of mentors actually, and that's the reason why I'm into personal development and stuff. I think you have to have mentors. You have to be around those people because here's the thing: a lot of people around you, the people who care about you, they're gonna be the ones to bring you down a lot of the times. It's gonna be your parents. It's gonna be your friends, your siblings.
Your
They're-
boyfriend?
your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend. They're always, not always, but a lot of the times they're going to be the ones that try to bring you down because they don't want to see you fail. So they're going to try to keep you, from doing things, taking risks, or getting better. So it's
And
so
stay away from those people.
yeah, and
No, well,
not
not-
necessarily,
yeah.
but it's so crucial to, if you have all this negativity coming in from your family, friends, brother, sister, boyfriend, girlfriend, if you have all this negativity, you have to equal it or even overcome it with positivity on the other ear, right? And so I think having mentors, having friends that are like-minded, reading books, personal development, listening to audiobooks, reading, and all of that, just embracing your life with positivity, and that's what it's going to become. So I have a local mentor here who he helps me with just life in general. He helps me with my business. He really is. He's just like a phenomenal mentor. He's there for me. I was just talking to him on my way here. I was on the phone with him, talking about some business strategies, and then I have other mentors who are like my online mentors, like even here on Facebook. I have mentors here that that they'll teach and they'll live their life, and I'll learn from that, right? And then I have even higher level mentors, which are like the huge business guys that I study, that they a lot of the times they give their nuggets and they give they teach lessons and all these things, and it's just a matter of just learning from them and just taking their content, and not just in business but in every aspect of life.
Yes. For you guys, that doesn't have a mentor, it's really, really important. I've been doing social media shows for over a year, and I thought I know it all. I
Mm-hmm.
think I can actually find it all, but obviously, I miss the some of the important things to run this business. And just recently, 2 weeks ago, I met this man. Oh no, I already known him for almost a year, and we start talking and telling me things that I miss. I already have those in plan, but
Mm-hmm.
I miss it because I am so busy of other things.
Yeah.
And he start mentoring me. Thank you so much to Russell Jaylis. He start mentoring me, and it's a really, really very, oh, how do you say that, it's very eye opening thing
Yeah.
for me, like, oh, I had that plan from in the beginning, but I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
I put it
Yeah.
on the side. So a
And
mentor is really good.
I think one thing I heard one of my mentors say was the day you stop learning is the day you start losing. And that's because when once you think you know it all and you're like, I
I
don't
don't
need to
need
get
help.
better. I
Yeah.
don't need help. I'm the best at this. The day you get into that mindset is the day you start losing because everybody else is hungry. Everybody else is always climbing. So if you're the only one that's not climbing, you're gonna get passed. You're gonna get beat, and you're gonna lose because you're not putting in that effort anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's always about getting better in every aspect of life.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We have so much other things. I have so much. If you see this paper right here, these are all my questions, but I'm trying to crunch it into an hour. But we're gonna come back on the next segment. We're gonna be talking about his passion about marketing and digital marketing, everything. And on the fourth segment, we're gonna talk more the big aspect of this in this interview with
Mm-hmm.
Michael. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back. I forgot to turn off the other mic earlier.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together and let's bring the world to you. Join us now.
Social media shows
is about
branding opportunity.
and outreach
We are an entertainment company that empowers others.
by promoting and supporting our community.
And everyone who reaches our content.
here on social media shows.
Here we're a family.
We are family. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, sing. We are family.
We are family.
We are family. We are family.
We are family.
We are family, and we want you to be part of our social media shows family. Hey, welcome back to Let's Talk World, and I still have Mr. Michael Way here with me. Mr. Michael Way is actually an entrepreneur. He is a 20-year-old young man, and they already did a lot of things. Everything that is in his brain is what I just learned for my over, I'm not gonna say my age, over a long period of time. Let me put it that way. But he already got he have it all. By the way, I just wanna Actually, shout out to our friend Miss Latoria Kearns of Whalers Creation. Please be safe out there. Take care, and we will see you soon. 30 days is not too long, if I may say. But anyways, we've been talking about a lot of other topics regarding entrepreneurship, how you overcome all failures, how you get there and
Yeah.
everything, right? Mentoring and everything. But recently, before Michael get into this business that we're gonna be talking about in few minutes, he does a lot of digital marketing, online marketing, or
Yeah,
yes.
digital marketing.
Yeah. So how you get into this digital marketing?
So, like I said earlier, I told the story of, when I graduated, I ended up spending all my college tuition on courses instead of college. And so I started with one digital marketing course. And so I really just started learning like the basics, like how do you build the business? How do you start an agency? How do you get your LLC? How do you start digital marketing? How do you run Facebook ads? How do you run Instagram ads? Building a website. So it was a massive course that just kind of had everything, like at a specific to a specific degree. And then after that, I just kept investing in more courses. It just from different people, from different mentors. I started reading books, and that's really, I self-educated myself on the skill, right? It's a skill at the end of the day. So I mastered it. I worked on it. Then I started going door to door in different businesses. Now, keep in mind, I was 18 at the time. I wasn't who I am now. So I used to be. I was very nervous and shy, and so I was going to these businesses, business after business after business, day after day. I did that for like a week. Got so many no's. Got so many people just rude to me. Had people like not even pay attention to me. Had people ignore me. And I was like, oh my God, like this is hard. Like what did I do? Like I just spent all my money and like I'm not doing anything. And then I started doing a thing where I was going to business. I was saying like, hey, look, I'm still new at this. I want to run a Facebook ad for you for free, just to show you what I can do, and also have that as a testimonial for another business if you don't want to work with me, right? And so I started doing that, going door to door, telling like business owners that, and then I started getting some people,
good feedback.
yeah, and a lot of them didn't work out. I ran an ad for them. At the end, they were like, "Oh, thanks, kid. Get out of here." And some other ones, I turned into clients, and so that's really how it started. It starts with building that skill up, and always building that skill up. You never stop learning, right? So building that skill up, and then going out of your comfort zone, which is the hard part, and just doing the work. Going out there looking for clients. And to this day, I still struggle with that sometimes with getting out of my comfort zone, because every time your comfort zone, you break it, it grows, but it's still there. So you always have to keep breaking it.
Yes. You have that comfort zone inside that comfort zone.
Yeah,
You
and-
see what I'm
and there's
saying?
levels,
You have
layers.
yes.
And it's just about always breaking that comfort zone. And also one thing that helps with that is having the confidence. Confidence comes from knowing what you know that you know that you know. So the better I got at digital marketing, the more I knew about digital marketing, the easier it was for me to talk to business owners about digital marketing, because I wasn't stuttering no more. Now I was just like sitting there like for 30 minutes talking about digital marketing, and I look like the expert, because I am the expert,
You
because
are the
I
expert.
mastered
Yes.
it.
Yes.
And so
Do you
that's,
know that? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you know that a lot of people who goes on social media still don't know a lot of things. All they
Yeah.
know is to go on their profile, and that's it. They don't know
Yeah.
behind it.
Yeah,
They don't
there's-
know what we know.
Yeah, and there's like, business.facebook.com. Nobody even knows that exists. And that's where you run everything from. That's your whole, that's everything. So, there's a lot of people that still need help. There's still a lot of people
A lot.
who even if everybody's capable of learning it if they put the time aside to do it.
And
Now
it's
the-
a lot of time.
But the thing is, it's the time. So business owners are busy. They're running. They're doing
They
this.
don't
They got
have time
meetings.
for
They
it.
got employees. They got all this stuff. They don't have time to sit there and learn. And even if they learn, they don't have time to sit there and create every single campaign for their own business. That's why they bring on marketers, and it's a very smart move because it's just leveraging, right?
Yes.
Leveraging a marketer who's going to, you're going to pay him. He's going to run campaigns for you that are going to make you money, so that you can make a profit, so you can pay him, and so he can keep making you money.
It's running
And-
the circle, guys.
Exactly.
Especially all those business owners out there. I know, I did it. I've done it, and it's not easy to actually go to. Although, imagine my business is on Facebook,
Yeah.
and still I don't have time to go all those things. That's why my question in mind since the beginning of this show is, we have only 24 hours a day,
Yeah.
and you can do a lot of things on those 24 hours. How you've done that? How you've done that?
You know what? We have 24 hours a day, right? That's a lot of time. People don't realize how much 24 hours is, because people waste a lot of time. And I'm 20 years old. I waste a lot of time. Okay, I spend a lot of time not doing anything, being on Instagram, watching YouTube videos. So I'm not perfect by any means or close to perfect. I'm still a kid at heart, and so I still spend a lot of time. But it's all about prioritizing what's important to you. Okay, so here's one thing that really bothers me sometimes is when people tell me I don't have time for that. I don't got time to go to the gym. I don't have time to take care of my body. I don't have time to read books. I don't have time to listen to motivational stuff. I don't have time to go to events. You have time. You have more than enough time, but what are you doing with your time? Are you sitting on your couch watching TV? Are you wasting it on, watching YouTube videos, social media? What are you doing with your time? Because I know you're not working 18 hours a day, right? Because then I wouldn't have to be talking to you about, anything, because you got your stuff figured out if you're working 18 hours a day. But thing is, people work 8 hours a day, then, they waste an hour, like cooling off from work, they just take an hour to eat, they spend 2 hours watching TV, and it's like people waste so much time. But when you start prioritizing things, like for example, one thing I prioritize is my fitness. Every day I'm in the gym, no matter what. Like if it's not if it's not in the evening, it's in the morning. Last night I was at the gym at 11:30 p.m.
Wow.
So it's like it's a priority for me because I love it, because it's a big part of me. I prioritize it, so I make the time for the gym. You're never gonna have the time. You got to make the time to do whatever it is you want to do. So it's about, all right, finding what's important to you. What is your free time that important to you, to where you can't put aside an hour or 2 hours a day to do personal development, to get better, or to work on your business, or to work on your hobby or your craft, your fitness? Is watching TV really that important to you? And so those are just questions you have to ask yourself. What order do you put your things of importance, and how do you prioritize your time? And that's all it's about.
Yeah. Time management too is
Time.
it goes with prioritizing.
Mhm.
Yes. Well, we are talking about time, right? Time, and you do a lot of things. And 2 weeks ago, you were our guest on the dating on Honeybees,
Yeah.
and for a young, 20-year-old entrepreneur, talking about those things, you literally trying to teach this older man the way to date people, and it's just really, really odd to see this young man trying to say good things, and then these two other older male on the dating show is like, they're like, no, you know what, I'm the man, dude. Well, Michael Elliott will be on my show next week, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm
that's
gonna
awesome.
ask him the same question. But
Yeah.
anyways, so now my question to you is, I know that you just actually break up or came from a relationship. What would you do differently, or what part of priority your woman would be?
Mhm.
Women, tune in now.
No,
This is the right time.
So at the time, so that relationship was very on and off, and I'll get into that in a bit, but
This is a controversy question.
yes, no, so I actually did. I'm the type of person that I don't have a lot of friends. I don't hang out with a lot of people.
Are you a
If
loner?
it's not, I'm not a loner, I would say, but I'm not. if it's not a business meeting, if it's not a business event, I'm usually at home. So I'm working on something. I'm like I said, wasting time sometimes. Just watching YouTube videos or
Playing your
fitness
Candy
or
Crush. No, just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah. So, I'm not I am a social person, but I don't put myself in a lot of social situations. I don't have a lot of friends that I go hang out with all the time. So, when I am in a relationship, I'm a very committed person. I'm very committed to my relationship because if I'm not willing to commit to you, I'm not getting in that relationship in the first place. That's how I see it. So you have to be a certain type of person, and I have to connect with you at a certain level for me to be in a relationship with you, like a serious relationship. And once I'm in that serious relationship, then I'm committed. And so I always, I actually, maybe at first I was a little too giving with my time, like a little too dedicated,
You're too
spend
young.
too much time.
You're too young. You'll figure it out. I promise.
Yeah, it's definitely about a balance. So I started putting my businesses to the side to be with this girl and everything. And so
It should be balanced.
yeah, it's all about balance. And so yeah, I think I'm just the type of person, even now, like we had a conversation, because we had broken up, and we talked it through. We came to an agreement, and so we're on good terms right now.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
We're seeing each
Don't
other
burn
again.
the bridges because you'll
Yeah,
never know.
absolutely. We're not in a relationship, per se,
But you
but
still
we're
talk.
seeing each other again, and we're working out. Yeah,
Yes.
so things are going
And don't
great.
rush.
Actually, I think right now is the best we've ever been. Even better than when we were in a relationship. And things are just great right now. But it's because we both were able to communicate with each other. Like, look, these are the things that I thought weren't fair. These are the things that I needed from someone. And this is how I felt like you were treating me, from both sides, and just coming to an agreement that sometimes you do have to change for people, but you always have to stay true to yourself. And so if it's too much of a change, if it's a change you don't want to do, then you shouldn't have to change. And there was always little tweaks and getting better. And that was one of the biggest things about us is we're just focused on always becoming better in relationship and in life.
Well, don't rush. You're young.
Yeah, no rush.
Yeah,
no rush. At
no
all.
rush for anything because you wanna. Once you become successful, you'll the fruit of your success will be more. You'll embrace it well with a woman that you're gonna be with.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But before this is the time that I really wanna do this. This is I don't know if we can say it. The legal show.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
No problem.
Michael. I met Michael on a legal sheet presentation, and I really adore how you did that presentation in front of the people. And literally, I cannot do that for a reason. I can't.
Uh-huh.
I might do it in the future, but I will totally like mumble the whole time.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, so go ahead and introduce your products that you are actually.
With Legal Shield, yeah. So I joined the company a little over a year ago, and
it's a good product,
yeah,
guys.
we're working on launching an app. So we already have the app out. You can get it in the App Store.
Let's say that the name again of the
Yeah, it's
product.
called Legal Shield. And so we're launching this app right now, and it's an incredible service that I think every single American should have. And it's basically unlimited legal access for a membership price, right? So you pay a monthly membership, very inexpensive for the
Very,
price of a water
yes.
bottle a day. You can cover yourself and your entire family. And you get unlimited legal access to an entire law firm, and law firms all over the 50 states and 4 provinces in Canada. So if I have a problem in Texas and come back here to Nevada, I have a law firm in Texas that's going to handle my issues for me. And so I'm not going to get too in depth with all the little details.
But if you guys need,
It's
if you guys
unlimited
need-
legal access. It helps with speeding tickets. It
Yes.
helps with legal protection. It helps with consultation. And so you just pay your monthly membership, and then and you get all those perks for free. And they're all AV rated law firms, so top quality law firms. And so it's an incredible service. They have a 24/7 service feature, and that's probably the most amazing thing because we've seen a lot of racial profiling. In the United States, we see a lot of these cops that sometimes overstep their boundaries, right, and put people in situations where they don't know what to do. They feel like their rights are being violated, and what happens is a lot of the times people don't know their rights, so they get taken advantage of. So what we're doing is we're leveling the playing field for everybody, middle class, lower class, everyone, so everybody has the same access to the law, to their rights. So if you get pulled over at 3 a.m. on Christmas and a cop or police officer is overstepping their boundaries with you, you can pull out your phone. In a few seconds, you'll be on the phone with an attorney who's he's gone to law school, everything. He's an AV rated attorney, highest rating an attorney can get. He's going to be on the phone to help you diffuse the situation, let you know what your rights are. And even a lot of the times they'll say, let me talk to the officer. You'll hand the phone over to the officer, and he'll have a conversation with them. And I don't know what they say, but when the officer gives you your phone back, be like, you're free to go. It works.
That is, yes,
Yeah,
that is
very
like
powerful.
a relief. Can you imagine that? And you know, Dwayne, did you ever have an attorney that you can call at 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning?
Never.
No.
You have to be the rich. You have to be the 1% to have that feature. And so now we're giving that to everybody. So it's really powerful.
You don't need to be on the 1%.
Yeah, you don't have to be because it's so powerful. And with our member perks, we help people save money in places they already spend money to make it free. So the service, depending on what state you're in, it costs about $1 a day, right? And for the membership to cover you, your spouse, and your children, it's $1 a day.
Wow.
And you pay more than that for your car insurance, which you don't even use a lot of the time, right?
Yep.
So for $1 a day, you get that incredible service. And we also have member perks so that you get discount in over 400 different companies.
Wow.
Samsung, T-Mobile, AMC Theaters, Regal Theaters, Men's Warehouse, and 400 huge companies that you get discounts, 40% off Men's Warehouse, 35% off Regal Theaters, AMC Theaters. You know, I think it's like 11% off.
I want to be a member on this
your
one.
AT&T phone bill. So discounts everywhere for you so that you can save the money that you're spending on your membership, and it's a beautiful thing. And,
so where can they find you? If
I am on this. I am tagged there in the I believe in the video.
Yes.
So you guys can reach out to me right here on Facebook even about the service. I can send you some information over so you can check it out. It's an incredible app. Incredible company doing great things, and I'm very, very prideful, very, very proud, and honored to be part of this company.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Michael.
No, thank you.
Thank you for gracing my show, and we learned a lot about this young man right here at Let's Talk World. So whoever wanted to be the next profile guest here at Let's Talk World, you are welcome to do so. If you have passion, you have story, you want something that you have, issues that you've been dealing with all your life, please email me at info@socialmediashows.com, and I'm gonna actually invite you here on our show. So anyways, our Let's Talk World goes every single week. Today, because it's our vacation or time off for social media shows, we just did it for Mr. Michael Way because he's so busy, man. But Let's Talk World goes every Tuesday at 2 p.m. So if you guys wanted to be on this seat, please let us know. You also can watch this video on the YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, socialmediashows.com, and all social media. Just type in on your search box Let's Talk World or social media shows / Let's Talk World. And if you are from Hawaii and you wanted to catch me live, it's always 3 hours we are 3 hours ahead, and in New York you are 3 hours ahead, so make sure you adjust your time. And also we have different shows here on social media shows. We have comedy, we have music, we have different things. So if you guys wanted to join us or donate to what we are doing, you are free to do so. Just go ahead and click socialmediashows.com. That being said, we are out of here, and we'll see you guys again next week. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You have a great week.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others? but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe with a reach of over 80,000 and